In the high-stakes arena of modern naval warfare, the line between a technological masterpiece and a defenseless target is razor-thin. The Royal Netherlands Navy is currently executing a stunning strategic shift by deciding to completely phase out its famous Holland-Class offshore patrol vessels. On paper, these 3,750-ton vessels are visual marvels, featuring the state-of-the-art Thales integrated mast 400 that can track small targets up to 250 kilometers away. However, as mid-life upgrades begin for the lead ship, HNLMS Holland, in the middle of 2026, global defense planners are facing a brutal reality. Despite costing over $170 million per ship, these hulls carry zero surface-to-air missiles and zero anti-submarine torpedoes, leaving them dangerously exposed. In an era where 2022 marked the return of intense peer-to-peer conflict, leading global defense analysts argue that a warship with God-level surveillance but no teeth is functionally useless against low-cost loitering munitions and supersonic anti-ship missiles. The stakes could not be higher for the Dutch fleet, as their primary maritime backyard in the North Sea transforms into a highly contested zone. On paper, their only tactical salvation would be a multi-million-dollar structural redesign to insert vertical launch systems, a prospect so financially draining that the government has chosen a different path entirely. Why would one of the most technologically advanced navies in Europe abandon its signature stealth patrol fleet after just a decade of service? Before we go on, does a modern warship really need heavy missiles to survive? Or is advanced radar enough to stay safe? Subscribe to the channel to track the future of global naval power, and tell me where you are watching from. To truly understand the fate of the Dutch patrol fleet, we must unmask the strategic blind spot that created them. Between 2000 and 2010, Western naval doctrines were heavily influenced by an era of asymmetric warfare. The primary naval threats were not hostile carrier strike groups, but pirate skiffs off the Horn of Africa and fast-moving drug-smuggling vessels in the Caribbean Sea. For these specific missions, the Holland-Class was an absolute masterpiece. Armed with a single Otto Malera 76mm super rapid gun and a pair of Marlin WS 30mm autocannons, these vessels possessed more than enough firepower to intercept non-state actors. However, the geopolitical landscape was violently redrawn after 2022, forcing a rapid shift in Northern European defense priorities. The quiet waters of the North Sea and the Baltic Sea suddenly transformed into potential flashpoints, where subsurface sabotage and airborne threats are a constant reality. In this harsh new environment, the Holland-Class is caught in a dangerous tactical trap. Its sleek stealth hull and highly advanced integrated sensor mast can detect incoming threats with extreme precision, but the ship has no organic means to neutralize them. If a swarm of low-cost loitering munitions or a salvo of supersonic anti-ship missiles is launched toward the vessel, the crew has no choice but to rely on soft kill countermeasures or close-in gun systems. Leading naval analysts argue that retrofitting these 3,750-ton ships with Mark 41 vertical launch cells and advanced anti-submarine sonar arrays is a technical nightmare. The structural modifications required to install heavy combat systems would alter the ship's stability, degrade its stealth profile, and require massive financial investments that the government cannot justify for a platform with limited space. Instead of spending millions trying to fix a flawed concept, the Royal Netherlands Navy chose to strike a decisive blow to the future of the Holland-Class. On July 7, 2026, during the high-level North Atlantic Treaty Organization summit in Ankara, Turkey, a historic agreement was signed between the United Kingdom and the Netherlands. This massive military partnership, valued at £2.4 billion British pounds, officially launched the development of the next-generation amphibious transport ship program. This strategic move represents the final nail in the coffin for the 4 existing offshore patrol vessels. The incoming fleet is not just a standard replacement, but a complete transformation in scale and combat philosophy. The new vessel will be a 15,000-ton multi-mission giant based on the proven Daman Enforcer 15,628 design. To put that into perspective, the new ships will be 4 times larger than the Holland-Class. This dramatic expansion in size allows the vessel to house a large well deck for landing craft, 2 aviation spots for heavy transport helicopters, and dedicated internal hangars for advanced unmanned aerial vehicles and autonomous underwater vehicles. Furthermore, the new platform can transport up to 350 fully equipped Royal Netherlands Marine Corps troops into highly contested littoral zones. The most impressive technological feat of this 15,000-ton platform is its extreme automation. While the ship is 4 times larger than the Holland-Class, it requires a core crew of only 60 sailors to operate. This solves a massive personnel crisis currently facing the Dutch military, allowing them to field immense power without straining human resources. The rollout is scheduled to begin in 2032, systematically retiring the older patrol vessels as each new amphibious giant enters active service. The geopolitical ripple effects of this £2.4 billion joint procurement project extend far beyond the coastlines of Western Europe. By integrating the defensive roles of light patrol platforms and heavy amphibious vessels into a single modular fleet, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization is significantly standardizing its naval architecture. When the first new transport ship enters service in 2032, it will trigger a massive strategic domino effect. By securing their primary European maritime zone with these heavily automated 15,000-ton multi-mission giants, both the United Kingdom and the Netherlands can free up their premier surface combatants. High-end air defense frigates, like the British Type 26 and the upcoming Dutch anti-submarine warfare frigate, will no longer be tied down to low-intensity security operations at home. Instead, these heavily armed assets can be permanently deployed to volatile global arenas, including the highly contested Indo-Pacific region, to maintain freedom of navigation and support international maritime law. The ultimate lesson of the Holland-Class is both clear and profound. In the modern era, building a large warship with advanced sensors but minimal offensive weaponry is a fatal design compromise. Every hull entering the water today must be engineered with modular adaptability, ensuring it can receive immediate containerized missile systems if geopolitical tensions escalate. The early retirement of these patrol vessels is not an engineering failure, but a decisive tactical course correction by military planners ahead of a potential global conflict. As naval doctrines shift rapidly toward heavy automation and high survival capabilities, the fate of this fleet marks the end of an era. If minor maritime threats can instantly escalate into high-intensity missile exchanges, does it still make strategic sense for any modern nation to invest in lightly armed offshore patrol vessels?